Okay, guys, welcome to episode 3. This one, we're going to be talking around our top tips of how to combat anxiety and stress. We're going to talk about individual things that we found that we think are going to be useful for you guys to use. So, first of all, my first one is actually some apps that I've actually downloaded recently onto my phone, which is, first of all, there's one called Headspace. I think we discussed it briefly on a previous one. Basically, this one's really good for like meditation, sleeping aids, the people that find difficulty with sleeping, stress, anxiety, performance mindset. There's loads and loads and loads of stuff on there. Really good for loads of people with combating stress. I mean, Sanjay, you said you've seen this one before, right?
Yeah, that one, and there was another one called Calm.
Yeah.
I've used both of them, to be fair. I actually signed up for the subscription one with Calm. Yeah, it's just for someone who hasn't done like meditation or mindfulness or guided breathing, anything like that. It's just super helpful to get you started. And I'm a big believer if you're able to start something, and that's how the process will start to get going, because a lot of people just have the fear of even doing something like even initially. So I just practice like 10 minutes mindfulness, 10 minutes breathing, 10 minutes meditation, and then slowly just sort of you scale up after that. But yeah, no, I did find it helpful.
That's good. That's good. There was actually another one. I don't know if you've heard of it, guys. It's called Smiling Mind, and basically it's a free app. But what it does, I downloaded it, and basically what it does is it gives you a series of different questions of your current mindset and how you're feeling. Totally free to use. And what it does, it gives you like personalized programs around that one, which I thought was really, really good. And with that, it's like I say, it's totally free to use, but it's all around meditation. So it's not necessarily, giving you specific things onto anxiety or anything like that. It's just all around meditation and kind of relaxing your mind and that type of thing. Totally free to use, or so I've seen so far. Because some of the others like Headspace and like I say, Sanjay, with Calm, they have like a subscription thing, don't they?
Yeah.
So this one's totally free to use, really, really good, called Smiling Mind. So that's good. Johnny, what's your top tip? What would you say is good?
Well, from my perspective, it's got to be exercise. From the job that I'm in, so I'm massive on endorphins when I'm teaching. That's two things that I use as endorphins, and also what you eat as well with the nutrition. So I wrote a couple of things down really. So if you didn't know, the exercise actually reduces the excess energy and tension in your body. So it's a pure release. I.e., if I was teaching a box size class, for example, going up to someone that I know that suffers from anxiety, I'd say, right, I want one negative on one pad, one negative on the other pad. I just want you to hit it as hard as you can to release. And as soon as I've said that, bam, tension's gone. She goes out the room feeling much more positive about herself or himself.
Nice.
Deep breathing techniques as well. So when I'm teaching a core class, for example, I do bring in mindset and breathing techniques as well. Not just to engage your core, but also to relax your body whilst you're exercising. Because I believe that's a good release of negative energy. Going on to just cutting in with nutrition. Obviously a balanced diet, we know what a balanced diet is, but also cutting down on caffeine and alcohol as well. Alcohol, I think, is easy to access when we're feeling stressed or we're feeling a bit down on the dumps. Right, I'm going to go home, I'm going to have a bottle of wine, or I'm going to go home and have a beer. Well, it escalates, one bottle after another, another can after another can. Yes, it numbs it, but afterwards you're not getting rid of it, the negative energy at all.
It's making it worse, if anything, aren't you?
Definitely. I mean, alcohol is known as a depressant, isn't it? And I think that's the thing, is that a lot of people use it. It's a bit like smoking, isn't it, as well? A lot of people would use that as a de-stress.
I'm going to use an example from the corporate world, from doing like corporate boot camps and stuff. So a year ago, I went to a new corporate boot camp, and I did a talk about well-being, health, how exercise helps you in a corporate world. At the end of the presentation, I then went outside just in my car to head home, and there was 4 lads smoking. 4 lads smoking, and one lad went through about 3 fags whilst he was there. So anyway, I went in the following week for the other boot camp, and he was still smoking. And I said to one of the mate, I said, why don't you encourage your mates that are smoking there to come and exercise when it's a much healthier option and a better release than to keep putting fags in their mouth? So we actually got 3 of these lads to the class. And to this day, so that was a year ago, this bloke in particular was smoking 3 fags when I saw him, has cut out all smoking and now exercising in the classes every week, week in, week out.
Right.
So that was just a little change, just a slight little change, bam, implicated into his lifestyle, bam. And his stress levels just gone boom, because now he's applying exercise into his lifestyle, which is overturning in the fags.
Yeah.
There's a little fun fact for you as well on cigarettes. You know, when you, Matt, what you were saying, when you get stressed and you crave a cigarette and you think it actually helps, it's actually got nothing to do with your stress. Like having a cigarette is not going to de-stress you. The two do not run parallel with each other. They've got nothing to do with each other. And it's the same with alcohol. Like, you think it helps your stress, but actually, like, craving a cigarette has got nothing to do with it.
It's a psychological thing, isn't it?
It's a psychological thing, and it's a habit. That's all it is. The only thing that's addictive in cigarettes is the nicotine. Everything else is just about your habits, like, and your thought process and your psychological effects with it.
It numbs you.
Yeah.
Numbs how you feel.
There's a book which I read, which is The Easy Way to Stop Smoking. I can't remember who it's by, but that like gives you so much of by Alan Carr. Alan Carr, Easy Way to Stop Smoking. Like, Matt, put the link below on this if you can.
Yeah.
But if any smokers are out there, like, that book is a game changer. Completely shifts your whole mindset into quitting, why you're doing it, like who you're doing it for, why you should be doing it. Exactly why you shouldn't be doing it, and all these kinds of other reasons. But it's a really, really powerful shift it can give you.
Remember, there's a footballer that brought out a book last year about drinking. He became an alcoholic. I think it might be Eric Cantona, actually.
Okay.
He went after football. He obviously had all this money, he turned into an alcoholic, and then he's wrote a book how he zapped it, how he come out of it, and turned that into how he changed his life effectively from drinking. But it's like listening to an audio book as you read it. It's so powerful. Like you said about the Alan Carr book.
Yeah.
So powerful. So powerful. Not that I'm an alcoholic or anything, lads.
No, I wasn't going to say that. Right, no, but look, on a real level, like, we all love a beer. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just the reasons why you go to have one.
Yeah.
Like, if you're, like what you were saying, if you're stressed and you're going to have one, it's a completely different reason than if you've got someone's birthday and you're celebrating. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, within reason.
Yeah, it's to know your limits, isn't it? And it's to know that kind of the control and being able to deal with it. And that's a lot of the time. It's a lot of anything. It's even when we're talking about stress and anxiety and things, and it's actually that a lot of people, everybody has it. Everybody can do these things. It's just how you control that. It's the same thing of using that with the alcohol or smoking or whatever. I mean, that's a great story, that, Johnny, of being able to combat somebody who is smoking and causing themselves to have other issues, not just a stress issue, but also other health issues, and being able to turn that into a positive of exercise. So, it's really good. Johnny, I just want to go back to one of the things that you first mentioned around the kind of the two things when you're doing the box exercise thing, of the visual representation. Do you do that a lot in your classes?
All the time. All the time. I know everyone that comes in that room, I can read if they're anxious or not. I can read if they've had a real bad day at work, or they've come to release, or the people have got anxiety and the people have just come in for fitness. 100%. I know that. And they wouldn't have to tell me, so I'll go up to those people and work on those mindset, even in a class of 40 people.
Yeah.
I know we all have anxiety. We all do. Everyone has anxiety, but I know the people that are struggling for it and are battling it day in, day out. And it seems to work. Again, it's a strategy that I use in my teaching, I always have done. Or someone that's really pushing it, like, too hard, I just stop them, rein them in, relax the body, because they're just bam, 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 bam. They're annoyed with themselves. There's a lot of anger there, holding in their shoulders.
Tension,
Stop,
yeah.
relax, breathe, go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like resetting your mindset, I guess.
Good. Nice, mate. Yeah, really good. I like that. Okay, Sanjay, what's one of your top tips, mate?
One of my top tips. So, quick story. When I used to live up in London last year, or last 2-3 years really, I used to get the tube to work every day. And one thing that I found, like, I thought getting the tube was a novelty. And then I realised as time went on, I couldn't really sit in the main carriage because I'd get anxiety. So then I started standing in the corner of the carriage, because the tubes get busy. London tubes are just hectic as you like. Then I started standing in the corner of the carriage. So I was like, I'm standing up, I've got my own space. Then that obviously used to get jammed full of people. So my anxiety levels used to really just ramp up. I'm only on the tube for 10 minutes doing 6 stops. But still, just having like when you have anxiety, like every second you're counting, like you're fully aware of like how long it's going on for. So one thing I learned and one thing I did over the time, so obviously I had to get the tube to work every day. So I started doing the 7-11 breathing technique, which I don't know if you heard it or not. Really simple. Inhale through your nose 7 seconds, then out through your mouth 11 seconds. Do that 3 times, and then what I used to do, obviously on the tube, you can do this anywhere. But on the tube, when I used to stand in the corner, I used to do it to myself. Everyone else is so like in their own little worlds. I didn't really care about that. But I used to stand in the corner doing it, and then after that, I used to think of 3 things I'm currently grateful for in that moment. And what happens, it just instantly gets rid of your anxiety from a mindset perspective, because it's your mind that's giving you the anxiety, right? But it's all about just shifting and taking that away. And by doing that, breathing relaxed me, and then thinking of the things I was grateful for made me happy. And you can't be happy and have anxiety at the same time. It's impossible.
Mm.
So yeah, that instantly took it away from me. So that's probably my best tip.
Yeah, that's really good, mate. That's really good. I think it's. I was trying to do it then whilst you were talking, but yeah, it was.
It really used to work though every day on the tube. I remember. I used to have 2 stops left usually within the time frame. So I was like, an extra 2 left. And I'm just like, all right. And I started looking around. I was like, actually, I'm all right. Like, it's so weird. Like in 10 minutes space, how you can go from that like difficult and then all of a sudden convert and then be like happy. It's just like. But it happened regularly. I used to do it. I actually just remembered something as well. I remember it was only 6 stops, but before I knew about this breathing technique of being of 3 things you're grateful for, I used to get off the tube because it was so hectic. Like 3 stops in, I used to get off Victoria, just have a little 5 minutes, and then get back on the next tube. That's what I used to do.
It's mad, isn't it?
Crazy. I just remember that as well, and I was like, actually, what was I even doing before I even thought about this? So, yeah, I used to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's really, really good, Matt. I think, things like that, it's simple little techniques of people that is just something that you can just do there and then. It doesn't take very long. And I think a lot of people that may have stress or anxiety or anything like that are actually, and I know my personal experience with it is that you feel like you have to go through this whole big thing to be able to combat something that's going on in your head, of being able to, to rationalize your thoughts and things like that.